All right, guys, we're here today at Steel City Oil Undercoating. We're located in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. We specialize in non-solvent protective coatings. These are the type of coatings that are going to stay a little wet and tacky, okay? A lot of people refer to them as oil-based. They're really refined mineral oils, lanolin, stuff like that. So I'm just going to go over in this video what we do here, a little background on us, and the products and services we offer. So first off, a little about us. We used to do frame repair, so we're very familiar with areas on specific vehicles where they rot out, rust, stuff like that. And then we transitioned into getting into the rust proofing industry, mainly because most of the vehicles that came into here that had frame problems, they were all covered with the traditional undercoat, and underneath them they were just a disaster. So these newer types of products that are out here on the market now, you might have heard stuff like fluid film, crown, stuff like that. We carry several of those products, and we also have some special batch products that you can't get anywhere else, and we also have some in-house products. One interesting thing about us are we are non-biased. We don't stick to one product, we have several. We're going to use what's best on your vehicle. That's the whole point of what we're trying to do. We're trying to make your vehicle last as long as it can, and we're going to use the product that works best for the condition of your vehicle. So we don't stick to one product here. We have a lot of different things. We're really application specialists, besides the fact we have a couple in-house products now, okay, that we do not distribute, by the way. So first off, maybe you have a new truck, maybe you have something older, maybe you have a car, SUV, whatever. This part of the country, you're going to deal with rust and corrosion at some time. If you go to a salvage yard, junkyard, besides the wrecked vehicles, most of the vehicles in there are because of rust issues. Same as for vehicles, that don't get through PA state inspection, stuff like that. It's usually a rust issue. Okay, so a lot of you may be familiar with traditional undercoat. Rubberized would maybe be a good word to help you describe it, or truck bed coating, stuff like that. So there's a bunch of product manufacturers that make the hard coating, and there's a bunch of dealers and independent undercoaters who use it too, but it's kind of really been trending down because a lot of garages, places, just customers have seen what that stuff does. Unfortunately, we wish it would work, but the hard undercoating really is just cover over. It doesn't have any anti-corrosion properties in it. It's just covering everything up. Long term, it peels off, cracks, dries. You can't get it around everything. It causes a disaster. So there's a newer market out now on non-solvent products. You may heard of stuff such as fluid film, crown, stuff like that. So we carry a bunch of those products, like I said, and we have some specially batch versions that aren't available to consumers. And we also have some in-house products. So this is a good example truck. This is, I think, a 16 F-150. We're going to take a look under here. Okay, so if you see this truck, this is an E-coated frame, and it's not in horrible shape, but you could see it's starting to rust along the seams, spot welds, stuff like that. We'll just take a quick look at it real fast. You can see the body panels, the bottoms of the bed. The cab is still in pretty nice shape, but you could see on the frame, you're starting to get rust everywhere. The rear pumpkin just kind of scattered all over the place. So this vehicle is still pretty decent. A couple years from now, it's just going to be like all the other ones where you get a lot of rust, rocker issues, stuff like that. One thing about these Fords is a lot of people don't realize, even though they're aluminum bodies, they still corrode. Okay, aluminum still corrodes. So if you watch some of our other videos, or if you just YouTube traditional undercoat, you're going to see hundreds of videos about how the traditional undercoating just ruins everything. We have tons of videos too of that. So the problem with the hard coating is, especially on a used vehicle, you're just covering up all this rust. Okay, you're covering it up. It doesn't do anything. Eventually, the products they have out there now for hard coating, they're going to crack, peel. You're going to get water in. and then it's going to start peeling off, and you're going to have a real problem, because at that point all you could do is keep layering over. Also, unless you pull the bed and cab, you're never going to be able to do a really good job with the traditional undercoating. If you look on our website or our YouTube channel, you can see several examples of that. We've had several brand new trucks in here with a dealer undercoated or an independent undercoating shop, and they just did a horrible job, because you just can't access all those areas, and it tends to make the coating come off even faster when you can't get around the frame everywhere and stuff like that. So let's go on to the products we use. So the products we use, and today I'm going to show you an example. This is actually our in-house product, but the other products we have are very similar. They do kind of the same thing. There's just different products for different situations. So if you look at this axle, you can see there's some surface rust on here, stuff like that. Same as up behind the spare tire, and the cross members are starting to get it. And here you can see our product, okay? So our product here, this is our black, okay? And this is our clear. And I'm gonna show you it on the frame up here too, to give you a little better idea. So this is a clear product on this side. Notice with the clear, you're still gonna see the rust, okay? The difference with the black is you're not gonna see the rust, okay? So that's something that if you come in here, you could always have a choice between a black coating or a clear. A lot of people like the clear. It has benefits, of course, and the black has benefits, of course. This coating, how it goes on, it's very thin, okay? You can see with my finger, kind of stays nice and thin like that. So the whole point of these soft coatings are where you have rust, it's actually going to soak into the rust. It's a very strong penetrating formula. It's going to soak into the rust and down to the metal pores. It's going to drive the moisture out, get rid of all the oxygen, and as long as you have a coating on like that, you're not going to rust anymore. It's the only type of coating. It's actually full of corrosion inhibitors, so it does a really good job. If you have a lot of rust on your vehicle, it does a pretty good job of keeping it at bay. No product's perfect. Like I said, we're very non-biased here, but this is the only type of thing that's going to do something. This is very similar to back in the 70s and 80s when they would do oil undercoating, which is outlawed now because of environmental reasons. But these new products have replaced oil, as in they're made specifically for this reason. They're non-toxic. They don't drip, okay? Well, most of them don't drip. They don't drip, like I said, non-toxic, and they're specifically made for this reason, okay? Talking about black and clear, you have a brand new vehicle, we always suggest clear. You already have a black frame on a new vehicle. You don't need to add a black product on top, okay? On an older vehicle, black's very, very popular choice, but there's nothing wrong with doing clear. This one's kind of in between. Something like this, we might do the axle in black and everything else in clear. The advantage of clear is you can still see what's going on, okay? Like I showed you here, the clear, you're going to kind of still see the rust, but it's still being treated, where the black, it's going to cover up completely. Okay, so that gives you a little background on these types of products. They do stay a little wet, okay? They will collect a little dust, which really isn't a problem. You get a little fuzz coat of dust over time. It actually helps the product stay on better. Do they need to be reapplied? They do, okay? Remember though, these coatings are usually a fifth the cost of regular undercoating, which needs touched up anyways. You go to like, for example, like a Z-Bar or something like that, they want you back every year anyway. So, you're going to pay a lot more the first time. We do recoats here based on product use. So you have initial costs when you come in to have your vehicle treated, then you come back in as you want. Yearly is the best. If ideally you stop in yearly. We're going to charge you based on product use. Sometimes you're as low as $100. It's very affordable. So like I said, these products are nice because they're going to creep in everywhere. Now, typically on a truck like this, we're doing everywhere. We're doing the entire frame. We're doing the axles. We're doing applicable braking parts, suspension parts. Okay, inside all the cross members. We're going to go inside all the bed rails. And then, even better, we're gonna do all the body panels. So we're gonna go inside the tailgate behind the tail lights. We're gonna do up in the, now this truck, like I said, it's not done. I was just showing you some examples on it, but we're gonna do the entire bed sides. We're gonna go up in the rockers. We're gonna do inside the rockers, the corners. We're gonna do the front fenders, okay? We're gonna do the core support, a bunch of areas under the hood. We're gonna do inside the hood, battery terminals. We're gonna do in the doors. There's about 50 other places we do. It's very extensive depending on the package you get. And most important, like I said, we're getting inside everywhere. So we actually have developed a lot of spray equipment. We work with some manufacturers. There's some good spray equipment out there now for undercoaters like this, but it's pretty basic. So we actually went a further step in the last couple years, and we got some really nice custom equipment made. So if you come here, you're going to get a really good job. So that's the difference between a hard coat that hardens over and a soft coat that's going to stay a little wet like this. You do need to do it more often, but overall, over 10 years, it's going to be the same or maybe even a little less than the cost of traditional undercoating and the maintenance that goes with that. In fact, if you did maintenance on a hard coat every year, which you should, in the end, over 10 years, you're going to pay way more. Most of these products don't drip. They're non-toxic. They're not going to catch on fire. If you go with clear, it's going to retain your stock look, which a lot of people like. If you have an older vehicle, we could do it in black. You know, lots of benefits to these products. So this video was basically just to explain to you the difference between the soft coatings and the hard coatings. So I hope that helped. We have some more videos you could see on our YouTube channel, Steel City Undercoating, or on our website. I'm going to go through some really common, frequently asked questions. So one of them we always get is, what if you have existing rust? Do you guys take off all the rust? So here's the truth to that. We absolutely have descaling packages here. That it's an additional service. If you have a vehicle that's rusty, you can absolutely, we'll use this as example, okay? This drive shaft, you can see the surface rust. It is absolutely okay to have the products we carry here applied over this, okay? Because these products are soaking into the metal pores, okay? Now, the advantage of descaling, if you had a vehicle where it was just flaky all over the place, the advantage of descaling is a couple things. Number one, it's going to look better. Number two, the product's going to be able to penetrate much better. So if you have a really flaky vehicle, you can get it descaled, or if, hey, maybe you have a truck you want to keep forever and you don't care. You want to get everything descaled even if it's light. That's fine. It's just not required. When we go over rust with this, it's not covering rust like traditional undercoat. That's the difference. This truck's relatively clean, but imagine if the frame was like this. You could descale all you want with this. You go with a hard coat, you're still covering rust. Okay, the rust is in the metal pores. The outside is just dead material. Okay, that's the biggest thing. If you pick anything up from this video, that's the biggest problem with hard coatings. Descale all you want, get a hard coating, you're covering up its makeup. This type of coating soaks in. So remember that if you're looking into undercoating. Now, like I said, descaling is not required. Most vehicles don't. This vehicle, it doesn't need any descaling. Most vehicles don't. But if you have an older vehicle, something with a lot of scale, we do have descaling packages. Okay. Another question is drips. Most of the products we have don't drip. There are a couple that drip a little bit, and you could see about that in a different video we have, but most of them are non-drip. They're not going to drip at all, especially once you put a couple miles on them. Reapplications, ideally you should at least have a touch-up yearly. You don't have to. If you do one treatment, it's going to give you, years and years of benefits, okay? So, that's really up to you. Of course, we're going to tell you really should get it looked at yearly. Again, you can see on this side we have black, on this side we have clear, okay, on this axle. You can have some burn off with this type of coating. If you do a drop-off appointment, we let the vehicle idle for a little bit. Otherwise, you could have a little burn off on your way home. Otherwise, they're very safe products. They work very good. So hopefully this video covered the basics of what we do here. One good thing about us, like I said, we're non-biased. Check out our reviews on Facebook or Google Maps. We have hundreds of good reviews. We strive to do a really good job down here. Like I said, we don't put up with the BS with the products that want to be exclusive. We are application specialists. We're going to use what's best for your vehicle. So if you want to set up an appointment, we have appointments available here 7 days a week. Our number here is 724-719-7122. This is a service you could wait on too if you want to. We could treat your vehicle in about 2 hours. All right, guys, thanks. Have a good one.